Hi everybody! I am back with more AI Dungeon, but I wanted to take a moment to thank you guys for playing my scenarios that I literally made like 2 weeks ago and 1 week ago, because they're getting plays, and that is insane because I haven't really done much to advertise them. So like, I'm happy people enjoy them. So the first one is Reincarnated as My Ex-Husband's Child. That's now up to 40 plays and 22 bookmarks, which is insane because I only made that 14 days ago, and that was like my very first public scenario. And then I made Finding a Wife and Baby to Get Out of a Speeding Ticket. That's 9 plays and 11 bookmarks, which I didn't really think very many people would want to play that, but apparently people like to play it. So I'm happy you guys are enjoying this. I plan on creating another weird scenario again today. I also want to thank you guys for the 45 followers on Twitch. I just need 5 more followers to become an affiliate. And I need people to chat in the channel. But I'm almost there. I just need 5 more followers. So that is my goal, to get 5 more followers eventually. So what we're going to do today is we already did our Master of Deception scenario. And I did a plot twist so dumb even the AI is confused scenario thing with my previous scenario with the dude in the speeding ticket. So today, I wanted to do this one, Love at First Sight with a Childhood Friend. I'm going to call it Childhood Friend Simulator. And I got this idea based off of this YouTube short, as I usually do. I had to turn off the music because I don't know if I'll get copyrighted from it. But just to summarize it, it's based on these two friends that they've been together since they were babies, and she's this little baby right here, and she fell in love with him at first sight, and that's her childhood friend right there, and the other chick in the other mom's arms. So I'm just gonna play the video. So she likes him, she proposes marriage to him. She's like, let's get married. Oh, look at her eyes. Look at her cute little eyes. And then he is like, hell to the no. He crushes it. And he's like, no. Like, I would be freaking traumatized for life if that were me. And then it just shows how much they love each other. And he keeps rejecting her. And I just think it's funny. So I want to make a scenario like that, where you have your childhood friend, you guys have been together forever, but he is constantly rejecting you. So I'm going to call it the Childhood Friend Simulator, and our goal is to get him to reciprocate I love, you know? So that's what we're going to do today. So first, I'm going to X this out. Oh, I also want to thank you guys for the 26 views on my stream on YouTube. Which I think is also kind of crazy because I haven't really done anything to advertise it. So thank you guys. I appreciate it so much. So time to make an AI dungeon scenario. I don't know why I closed out AI dungeon. The whole point of me was to make a scenario, and I did the opposite of that. So I'm going to X these out. We're going to make an empty scenario. Oh my gosh, this face! This face is great! Okay. Childhood Friend Simulator. Yeah. Oh, I like my title. It's not you. It's me. Alright, description. You have been in love with your childhood friend since you both were babies. Like, if that's even possible. Let's see. You keep confessing your love to your childhood friend, and they keep rejecting you. Will you continue to try to get their love, or will you move on? Thanks, childhood friend. Romance. Rejection. I don't know what else to put. Comedy. I'm not ready to make it visible quite yet. I need to make it teen. Gonna do the plant. You are... What is your character name? You are a... What is your gender? I don't know if I'll do story cards for this one because I want the childhood friend to be customizable. That is the whole goal. So, I'm gonna literally copy and paste this crap. Boom. Your childhood friend's name is... What is your childhood friend's name? Your childhood friend's gender is... What is your childhood friend's gender? Okay, perfect. Ooh, maybe we should describe what they look like. Okay. You have... You look like... What do you look like? Your childhood friend looks like... What does your childhood friend look like? They're fully customizable. We have your character that's fully customizable and the childhood friend who is fully customizable. Okay, I should probably start a scene, otherwise this is gonna be weird. Okay. You have been in love with your childhood friend since you were a baby. It doesn't need to make sense. This is a fiction story. None of it needs to make sense. Okay, you have been in love with your childhood friend since you were a baby. Ever since you could talk, you have repeatedly confessed your love to your childhood friend. Your childhood friend has a cold and distant personality. They repeatedly reject your confessions very harshly and rudely. We want it to be brutal. We want those rejections. They repeatedly reject your confessions. Ooh, okay. They brutally reject your confessions in a heartless manner. You do not give up and continue to confess your love to them. I guess maybe I should ask, like, people where they want this to take place. Like, do they want them to be elementary school, middle school, high school, university? Do they want them to do it in the Victorian area? Do they want them to do it in the modern area? So I'm going to add another section, and I'm going to put in the setting of the story is... Where do you want the setting of the story to be? Yeah, that way, like, you can, like, make it whichever type of childhood friend simulation you want. It's fully customizable now. Alright, so you have been in love with your childhood friend since you were a baby. Ever since you could talk, you have repeatedly confessed your love to your childhood friend. Your childhood friend has a cold and distant personality. They brutally reject your confessions in a heartless manner. You do not give up and continue to confess your love to them. today is no different. There, I think that's pretty good. Let's put an author's note. Let's see. We need our rating to be teen, otherwise I cannot post this on the Discord. The rating must be teen. Okay, so rated teen for how did I do this last time? I just want something that's copy and pastable. Can I copy and paste this? No, we're not. Titles in this category may contain violent content, mild, we'll do mild language, and suggestive themes. Okay, let's do ESRB. I need this. I need to copy this crap. No, I just need to copy and paste it. It won't let me copy and paste. No! Show all the ratings. Can I please copy and paste this? No, not possible. I will just copy and paste this. For mild, we're gonna make it mild because I want to keep, for mild violence, we're gonna do mild language, not strong. And mild suggestive themes. The genre, I want it to be a comedy romance. And then, I think we'll just leave it like that. I think that's fine. Let's see. We'll do story cards. The name is Childhood Friend. Oh my god, triggers. Childhood Friend. Your childhood friend has known you since they were a baby. Let's keep it simple. They have a cold and distant personality. They brutally and rudely reject their confessions each time. Because we want that to be the constant, because that will make this scenario entertaining, because we want to be rejected. We don't want that. We don't want it to be easy. And then I'm going to replace this with a picture. I'm gonna work on that picture now. Can I please publish this? Publish. Okay, I think we're good. I think I can click finish. Okay, it is starting now. Now I get to play this scenario. Yay! Okay. My character name. Okay. I don't know what to name myself. I'll just do Scarlet. What is your gender? I am a female. Sorry, there's gonna be a lot of questions, but I'm gonna name them. What's like a cool name for a dude? I always thought that Zero was kind of a cool name for a dude. What do you look like? I have long brunette hair, dark brown eyes, and white skin. What is your childhood friend's gender? He is a male. What does your childhood friend look like? We're gonna have him have... Ooh, what could he look like? Ooh, I was like, he has short, black hair, red eyes, and ooh, we're gonna see dark red eyes and white skin. What do you want? Where do you want the setting of the story to be? Let's see. If I start them off in elementary school, we can watch them build their relationship. But that would... I don't have the patience for that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I do not have the patience for that. So we're gonna just jump straight to high school. High school. Oh, we're gonna say... in a private, rich, boarding high school. Boom. And I'll just make it so that they're 18. Or it really doesn't matter, I guess. I don't know. I do not like this drink. I like the look of the can, but I should have shook it. I didn't shake it enough. Yeah, they sell this drink. It's like Kuromi. Let me show you. It's taro. It's boba milk tea. And you can get it from Costco. I like the Thai tea. Don't really like the taro too much. Man, I think it's my fault. I don't think I shook it enough. So I gotta shake it next time. Alright. We're gonna... Alright, you are Scarlet. You are a female. Your childhood friend's name is Zero. You look like... Let's change this. A arrow with long brunette hair, dark brown eyes, and white skin. Your childhood friend's gender is male. Your childhood friend has short black hair, dark red eyes, and white skin. The setting of the story is in a private, rich boarding high school. That is a freaking mouthful. You have been in love with your childhood friend since you were a baby. Ever since you could talk, you have repeatedly confessed your love to your childhood friend. Your childhood friend has a cold and distant personality. They brutally reject your confessions in a heartless manner. You do not give up and continue to confess your love to them. Today is no different. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna replace childhood friend with the name Zero. I'm gonna describe, I'm gonna fix my entry for Zero. Zero is your childhood friend who has known you since you were a baby. He has a cold and distant personality. He brutally and rudely rejects your confessions each time. He has short black hair, dark red eyes, and white skin. So I'm gonna do childhood friend. I'm gonna say Zero. He doesn't need a last name because why bother with last names? Should I put myself in here? No, I'm not. I'm too lazy for that. Okay, so you stand in front of Zero's locker, the metal door cold against your back. You've done this dance 100 times, but today you're determined to be different. You take a deep breath, your heart pounding like a drum in your chest. You reach out, your fingers brushing against the locker's edge, and push the door open. Zero is there as always, his back to you, his books scattered around him like fallen soldiers. He's wearing his usual uniform, the black blazer and white shirt, his short black hair neatly combed back. He doesn't turn around when you enter, his dark red eyes focused on the book and his hands. I glomp him and say, "Hey, Zero!" Because that's exactly how I would greet my childhood friend. I'm gonna drink water. I don't know if I can drink the taro. I can drink little bits of a time, but not too much. Zero's body tenses at your sudden contact, the book in his hand snapping shut. He doesn't push you away immediately, but his voice is as cold as ever when he says, "Scarlet, what have I told you about personal space?" His dark red eyes flicker up to meet yours, a hint of annoyance in their depths. "And why are you screaming my name like a bitch?" Oh wow, I'm gonna like this. He has a spunky personality. Hopefully he continues this personality because it's gonna be funny. Alright. Just wanted to give you my morning. I love you. Zero's expression doesn't change, but his eyes narrow slightly. You know, I don't appreciate your enthusiasm, he says, his voice flat. He places the book down on the pile next to him, his hands now free. And I've told you before, Scarlet, I'm not interested. He pauses, then adds, in fact, I find your persistence rather irritating. You pout, your arm still wrapped around him. But Zero, you're my best friend. You can't just dismiss my feelings like that. Zero's gaze hardens. I'm not your best friend, Scarlet. You're right. You're not my best friend. You're my... I'm gonna put it on. Best friend forever. Okay. This man is gonna freaking kill us. There is no freaking way. Zero's eyebrows twitch, the only sign of his surprise. BFF? Scarlet, are you serious? He looks down at your arm still wrapped around him, then back up at you. You do realize that's not how this works, right? You grin, undeterred. Yep, and as your BFF, I have the right to know what you're doing after school. Zero's expression turns worry. Why do you want to know? You shrug, still clinging to him. Just curious, maybe I'll join you. Zero's eyes narrow. Or you can join me. We can sneak out and we can sneak out again. We could sneak out. Sneak out and figure out what to do. Let's find out. Zero's eyes widen slightly at your suggestion, a rare spark of interest flickering in their depths. Sneak out? To where? He asked, his voice laced with a hint of curiosity. You lean in closer, your voice dropping to a conspirational whisper. There's this old abandoned mansion on the outskirts of town. I've heard it's haunted. Zero raises an eyebrow. Haunted? You believe in ghosts now, Scarlet? You shake your head, your ponytail swishing from side. Oh, I guess I have a ponytail now. Okay. No, but it's supposed to be a great place for a thrill. And start to I release Zero and start to impulsively walk away. Yeah. See you later, Zero. I gotta turn in my homework. It's late again. Zero watches you walk away, his expression inscrutable. As you reach the corner, he calls out, Scarlet, wait! You turn to face him, a small smile playing on your lips. He takes a moment, then says, I'll meet you at the mansion, but only if you promise to stop confessing. His voice is firm, but there's a hint of something else in his eyes. A glint that you can't quite decipher. You nod eagerly. Deal! See you there, Zero! And with that, you're off, leaving him standing alone in the hallway, the pile of books at his feet forgotten. So he doesn't want us to confess to him. Oh, let me specify. I'll stop confessing to you for today. Because the whole point of us is confessing to him until he gets annoyed with us. I run over to the teacher, turn in my homework. Late. I am notoriously known for turning in my homework late and sucking at schoolwork. Gonna give her some personality. Let's see. This is my I'm dynamic. Whatever. Oh wait, we can mess with the AI and make it like super random. Let's see. Model settings. Got it. Whatever. We're making it super random. Yeah, we want it random. I like 150 for my tokens. We're gonna leave it like that. Okay. The teacher, Mrs. Thompson, looks up from her desk as you approach, her expression a mix of exasperation and resignation. Scarlet, again, she sighs, holding out her hand for your homework. You hand it over with a sheepish grin. Sorry, Miss T, I got a bit distracted. She shakes her head, but there's a hint of amusement in her eyes. Just make sure it doesn't happen again, Scarlet. You're already on thin ice. You salute her. Yes, ma'am, and turn to leave, already planning your escape route for the mansion. Eventually, it is nighttime. Make my way to the abandoned mansion. Let's see what the AI has in store for us. The moon is a silver in the night sky. Oh, silver sliver. Whatever. Okay, the moon is a sliver in the night sky, casting long dancing shadows as you make your way through the overgrown path leading to the abandoned mansion. The air is crisp, carrying with it a faint hint of decay and the distant hoot of an owl. You're dressed in dark clothes, your backpack slung over your shoulder, containing a flashlight and a pack of cookies you swiped from the cafeteria. As you approach the mansion, the iron gate creaks open with a groan, the hinges protesting with intrusion. The house looms before you, its once grand facade now marred by time and neglect. I am super excited. I run into the mansion with no regard to my safety. You burst through the front door, the hinges groaning in protest, and dash into the foyer. The smell of dust and age hits you like a physical force, but you're too exhilarated to care. Zero, you call out, your voice echoing in the vast empty space. You hear yet? Your flashlight flickers to life, casting eerie shadows on the peeling wallpaper. You swing it around, the beam of light dancing wildly as you move, illuminating the grand staircase and the broken chandelier hanging precariously from the ceiling. Scarlet. The voice echoes through the foyer, sending a shiver down your spine. You spin around, the flashlight beam sweeping across the room before settling on Zero, who stands in the doorway, his own flashlight in hand. He's dressed in black, blending seamlessly with the shadows, his dark red eyes reflecting the light from your flashlight. You're early, he comments, stepping inside. He shuts the door behind him, the sound of the latch clicking into place, resonating in the silence. I couldn't wait, you explain, your voice filled with excitement. Come on, let's explore. Before Zero can say anything, I am impulsively running away. You don't wait for Zero's response, your excitement propelling you forward. Race you to the top of the stairs, you shout, already sprinting towards the grand staircase. Your flashlight bobs wildly, casting erratic shadows that flicker and dance on the crumbling walls. Zero remains stationary for a moment, his dark red eyes following your retreating figure. Then, with a slight shake of his head, he starts to jog after you. Scarlet, wait up, he calls out, his voice echoing through the vast foyer. You reach the base of the stairs and look back, grinning. Not a chance, Zero, you shout, already halfway up the stairs. The banister creaks ominously under your touch, but you pay it no mind, your heart pounding with adrenaline. Zero quickens his pace, his footsteps echoing through the foyer. Scarlet, seriously, slow down. He calls out, but there's a hint of amusement in his voice that you catch even in your excitement. You reach the first landing, your breath coming in short bursts. You look back again, grinning even wider. Last one to the top is a rotten egg. You hear Zero's laughter echo behind you, a rare sound that sends a thrill down your spine. You always were competitive, Scarlet, he says, his voice carrying the slightest hint of admiration. You smile to yourself, your grip on the flashlight tightening as you sprint up the next flight of stairs. The mansion is eerily quiet. The only sounds the distant hoot of an owl and the occasional creak of the stairs. You reach the second landing, your heart pounding in your chest, and you turn to look back. Zero is close, his flashlight beam bouncing off the walls, his dark red eyes reflecting the light. I just realized I need to make a picture for this scenario. So we're going to take a pause on this. I need to make a picture. I forgot to make a picture for this scenario. I see an anime girl and anime boy. That are childhood friends. We'll keep it like that. I don't want to make it too complicated. I just want something simple. Why do I not like this? Okay, so let's do it. It was cute. Oh my gosh, those fingers. Those fingers are terrifying. AI sucks with fingers. Okay, that's cute. I can get by. We're gonna pause on this for a minute. Because I can't stand this picture. This picture's ridiculous. Okay, so I gotta go back here. Edit. I gotta edit the picture or else humanity will be destroyed. Open. Okay, that's a cute picture. Finish. Much better. Their heads are cut off, but whatever. Oh my god. Their hands aren't as terrifying as what the AI usually gives me. I also have to fix the picture on this guy. Because, I don't like it. Looks ridiculous. Upload. This. Okay. Much better. Now it doesn't look as weird. Okay. They look nothing like the characters in the story, but whatever. Okay, so... Okay... Okay, so I pretend to see a ghost and jump up. Then I say, just kidding. I hope I didn't put it on, picture. Did I switch it out of picture? Yes. Zero's eyes widen slightly at your sudden movement, his pace slowing as he watches you with a mix of caution and amusement. Scarlet, what are you playing at? He asked, his voice a low warning. You turn to face him, a mischievous grin on your face. I saw a ghost, you exclaim, your eyes wide with fake fright. You point behind him with your free hand, your flashlight still clutched tightly in the other. It was right there, Zero. It had long black hair and red eyes just like you. Zero's eyebrows twitch, a hint of disbelief in his expression. Zero pauses, his gaze flicking briefly over his shoulder before returning to you. Scarlet, I appreciate the attempt at humor, but I'm not in the mood for games, he says, his voice cool. He takes a step closer, the beam of his flashlight illuminating your face. Now, are we really going to continue this little race, or are you going to tell me what you're really up to? You laugh, the sound echoing in the stairwell. All right, you concede, holding up your hands in mock surrender. No ghost, just me trying to scare you. Zero's eyes narrow slightly, but there's a hint of a smile playing at the corners of his mouth. Trying and failing, Scarlet, he says, his voice laced with a touch of humor. Now, shall we? He gestures to the stairs, his flashlight beam moving upwards. You nod, your grin still wide and excited. Lead the way, Zero, you exclaim, taking a step back to let him pass. He does so, his step sure and steady, his flashlight casting long, dancing shadows on the walls. As you follow him up the stairs, you can't help but feel a sense of contentment. I wonder if we're gonna find any treasure. You exclaim, your voice echoing in the grand staircase. I wonder if we're gonna find any treasure, you exclaim. Oh, thank you, Kaleo994. Thank you for following. You exclaim, your voice echoing in the grand staircase. I wonder if we're gonna find any treasure. You clap your hands together, your eyes sparkling with excitement. Imagine it, Zero. A hidden room filled with gold coins and jewels. We could be rich. Zero pauses mid-step, turning to face you. His dark red eyes narrow slightly, a hint of skepticism in their depths. Scarlet, this isn't a treasure hunt, he says, his voice flat. It's an abandoned mansion. The only things we're likely to find are dust and cobwebs. And treasure. Lots of V's. Holy crap, I have 3 viewers. That's pretty cool. Alright. You emphasize the last word, drawing it out with a playful tone, your eyes wide with feigned innocence. Treasure, Zero, I'm sure of it. You point your flashlight towards the ceiling, the beam of light swirling around the dust-filled air. The place is practically screaming hidden fortune. Zero shakes his head, a soft sigh escaping his lips. Scarlet, there's no such thing as treasure in a place like this. It's just a worn-out building full of forgotten memories. His flashlight beam sweeps across the wall, illuminating a faded painting of a landscape. What if this painting is worth millions? You think we could just walk out with the painting? You know what? I'm gonna make her walk out with this painting. None of this has to make sense anyway. Zero's eyebrows twitch at your suggestion, a hint of amusement playing at the corners of his mouth. And what makes you think this painting is worth millions, Scarlet? He asked, his voice laced with a touch of humor. You shrugged, stepping closer to examine the painting. I don't know. Maybe it's a long-lost masterpiece hidden away by the original owners. You never know, right? You run your fingers lightly over the faded frame, your eyes scanning the worn-out canvas. Zero watches you for a moment before shaking his head. Scarlet, it's just a painting, a cheap reproduction at best. I don't care. I take the painting. I'm gonna just take it. I'm gonna freaking take it. You grasp the frame firmly, your fingers wrapping around the edge. Nuh-uh, Zero, I'm taking this. You start to tug at it, the old nails creaking in protest. Who knows, maybe it's a secret map to the treasure. Zero's eyes widen slightly, his hand shooting out to stop you. Scarlet, wait, he says, his voice firm. You can't just take things that don't belong to you. You look up at him, your eyes sparkling with mischief. Says who? It's not like anyone's using it. Plus, this place is freaking abandoned. Nobody is gonna care about this painting. Well, except for me. Zero's grip on your arm tightens slightly, his dark red eyes narrowing. Scarlet, just because it's abandoned doesn't mean you can take things without permission, he says, his voice a low warning. What if someone else comes along and wants it? Or worse, what if it's part of some kind of evidence? You roll your eyes, your grip on the painting not wavering. Evidence of what, Zero? The family that lived here having bad taste in art? You give the painting a playful tug, the old nails creaking louder. Besides, I'm the one who found it. I think it's supposed to be finders keepers, but they put founders keepers, right? The AI doesn't know. It's innocent. It doesn't know human sayings. Okay. Zero's jaw clenches, his grip on your arm firm but not painful. Scarlet, this isn't a game. You can't just take what you want because you feel like it. That's theft. His voice is stern, his eyes reflecting the flashlight beam with a cold intensity. It's not theft. Nobody owns this painting. We're seriously gonna be arguing over freaking painting. He's gonna make me argue over this painting, right? I'm still taking it. I'm gonna sell this thing. Zero's grip on your arm tightens further, his voice dropping to a low growl. Scarlet, someone owned this painting at some point, and taking it without their permission is theft. He leans in closer, his dark red eyes boring into yours. Even if it's just a cheap reproduction, it still belongs to someone. You don't have the right to take it. You glare back at him, your jaw set in a stubborn line. Fine, Zero. You want it so bad? You take it. You let go of the painting, your hands falling to the sides. But I'm keeping the treasure if we find it. I storm off in frustration. Damn it, I was gonna sell that painting. I will come back for it. I will come back for that painting. I'll just go without Zero. Jesus Christ. We're in an abandoned mansion. Nobody cares about this painting, Zero. Zero watches you storm off, his grip on your arm slowly releasing as you move away. He lets out a sigh, running a hand through his short black hair. Scarlet, wait, he calls out, but you're already several steps ahead, your silhouette disappearing into the darkness. He hesitates for a moment, then follows you, his footsteps echoing in the grand staircase. He catches up to you at the next landing, finding you leaning against the banister, your arms crossed over your chest. You don't look at him as he approaches, your gaze fixed on the empty space before you. Scarlet. I don't bother looking at him. I simply walk out of the mansion. You push away from the banister and march towards the exit, your footsteps echoing through the abandoned mansion. You don't bother looking back, your silence a clear indication of your frustration. Zero follows you, his steps quick to match your pace. Scarlet, wait, he calls out, his voice laced with a hint of concern. You ignore him, your focus slowly on getting out of the mansion as quickly as possible. As you reach the front door, you yank it open, the hinges groaning in protest. The iron gate creaks open at your touch, the cool night air greeting you as you step outside. That's right. I'm gonna walk the heck away from him. Zero's hand grasps your arm just as you're about to step through the gate. You turn to face him, your eyes flashing with annoyance. What now, Zero? You snap, your voice laced with frustration. Zero's grip is firm, but not painful, his dark red eyes reflecting the dim moonlight. Where are you going, Scarlet? He asked, his voice calm despite your outbursts. It's the middle of the night. You can't just wander off on your own. You scoff, trying to tug your arm free. I can do whatever I want, Zero. You're not my boss. I also don't recall... No. I'm just gonna see what happens next. I'm gonna see what happens next. I'm gonna see what he's gonna say. Zero's grip tightens slightly, his voice steady. I'm not trying to be your boss, Scarlet. I'm trying to keep you safe. He pauses, his eyes searching yours. You're upset, I get it, but it's not safe to be out here alone. He gestures to the dark, overgrown path leading away from the mansion. Who knows what could be lurking out there? You roll your eyes, but your struggle to free your arm lessens. Fine, Zero, you win. I'll stay with you. You cross your arms, pouting. However, that doesn't mean I'm with you. I'm still mad at you. Wait, this story summary is not even right. Scarlet, a longtime lover for her male friend Zero. Oh, wait. I'm just thinking of lover as in like they're together, but the AI is saying that she has loved Zero for a long time. Not that they're together in story summary, but whatever. It's not important. So Zero nods, a small smile, tugging at the corners of his mouth. I figured as much, he says, his grip on your arm loosening. He gestures to the path leading back to the school. Let's get back to campus. We can finish this conversation in the morning when you're not so upset. You uncross your arms, your pout still in place. Fine, you grumble, starting down the path. Zero follows closely behind, his flashlight beam illuminating the overgrown path. As you walk... Oh, thank you! Thank you. I am honestly trying. I keep mispronouncing certain words, though. Zero follows closely behind, his flashlight beam illuminating the overgrown path. As you walk, the silence between you is tense, filled with the distant hoot of an owl and the rustling of leaves. Make our way back to our boarding school. I wonder if we're gonna get caught because we snuck out of the school. If we get caught, I'm gonna blame it on Zero because he didn't let me get my painting. I'm gonna totally throw him under the bus. Oh yeah, I knew this was gonna happen. Okay. As you approach the towering iron gates of the boarding school, you could see the guard, Mr. Wilson, standing watch, his flashlight sweeping the grounds. He spots you and Zero, his eyebrows raising in surprise. Scarlet, Zero, what are you two doing out here at this hour? He asked, his voice a low rumble. It's Zero's fault. I've been waiting for this moment. I've lived for this moment. You jab a finger in Zero's direction, your pout replaced with a scowl. He dragged me out here on some wild goose chase for treasure, and then he started lecturing me about art theft or something. You throw your hands up in that exasperation. I mean, who cares about some old painting? It's not like anyone's using it. Zero's dark red eyes narrow slightly, but he remains silent, letting you vent your frustration. Mr. Wilson's gaze flickers between the two of you, his expression growing more concerned. Treasure hunting and art theft, huh? He says, shaking his head. It isn't art theft. It was abandoned. Mr. Wilson's lips twitch, trying to suppress a smile. Well, regardless of the details, you two shouldn't be out here at night. It's dangerous. He steps aside, allowing you to enter the gates. I'll report this to Mrs. Thompson. You two can explain yourselves in the morning. You huff, stomping past him. Fine, whatever, I'm going to bed. Zero follows you, his footsteps echoing yours. As you approach the dormitory, you turn to face him, your hands on your hips. I still can't believe you stopped me from taking that painting. Zero's eyes meet yours, his expression unreadable. Believe what you want, Scarlet, he says, his voice quiet. But I couldn't let you take something that doesn't belong to you. He pauses and adds, especially when I know how much you value honesty. You blink, taken aback by his words. Before you can respond, he continues, look, I know you're upset, but this isn't about the painting or the treasure or anything like that. It's about principles. He shakes his head slightly, as if unsure how to continue. You're a good person, Scarlet. Honesty? So you're telling me that you've never lied in your entire life. That's a riot. Zero's expression remains inscrutable, but his eyes flash with a hint of challenge. I never said I haven't lied, Scarlet. I said I value honesty. He leans in slightly, his voice dropping to a low murmur. But if you're suggesting that you know something about me that I haven't shared, feel free to enlighten me. You smirk, your hands dropping from your hips. Oh, I know plenty about you, Zero. Like how you've rejected me every time I've confessed my feelings, how you've been cold and distant even when I was just trying to have fun. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of you making me feel like I just annoy you all the time. There we go. I feel like I'm making a stereotypical rom-com right now. like you could totally picture this as a one of those budget animes, not even like a AAA anime. Zero's expression softens, a hint of vulnerability flickering in his dark red eyes. Scarlet, he says, his voice gentle. I never meant to make you feel that way. He takes a step closer, his hands reaching out as if to comfort you, but he pauses, leaving them hovering in the air between you. I'm sorry if I've given you that impression. You look up at him. You're searching his face, looking for any sign of insincerity. You're taken aback by the sincerity in his voice, the genuine concern in his eyes. You lower gaze, your voice barely above a whisper. I quietly mutter, it's too late. I turn around and go straight to my dorm room. Gotta add some, problems. Can't make everything perfect. I'm still gonna go back and get that painting. Just watch me. I'm gonna go back to that mansion the next day without him there. Try and get the painting. As you turn away, your shoulders slumped in defeat, Zero calls after you. Scarlet, wait! But you don't stop, you don't look back. Your feet carry you swiftly to your dorm room, each step echoing your inner turmoil. The door creaks open, revealing the familiar sanctuary of your room. The space adorned with memories of your shared past with What? Whatever. It's a dorm room, but whatever. Maybe they've been at this boarding school forever, I don't know. You slam the door shut behind you, the sound resonating through the room, a physical manifestation of your frustration and hurt. The room is dimly lit, the only light coming from the moon peeking through the gap in the curtains. The next morning, I don't do my usual confession to Zero in the morning. I simply walk past him and go to class. Let's see what's gonna happen. How is Zero gonna react to that? The next morning, the sun streams through the large windows of the boarding school, casting a warm glow over the usually bustling hallway. Students rush to and fro, backpacks slung over their shoulders, chattering excitedly about the day ahead. You, however, move silently through the crowd, your steps measured and deliberate. Zero is standing by his locker, his dark red eyes scanning the hallway as he waits for you. He's dressed in his usual uniform, the black blazer, stark contrast against his white shirt and short black hair. As you approach, his gaze locks onto you, a question lingering in his expression. You better walk past him. You better walk past him. Let's see what's gonna happen. You deliberately avoid meeting his gaze, keeping your head down as you pass him. He calls out your name, a hint of concern in his voice, but you keep walking, your steps quickening as you put distance between you and him. He doesn't follow, but you can feel his gaze on your back, a heavy weight that you struggle to ignore. As you enter your first class, you slip into your seat, your heart pounding in your chest. You can feel the eyes of your classmates on you, their whispers a low buzz in the background. Mrs. Thompson enters the room, her usual cheerful demeanor replaced with stern expression. Mr. Thompson... Oh, Mrs... Almost had them change their gender right there. Mrs. Thompson is shocked to see that I am in class on time. Mrs. Thompson steps into the classroom, her eyes scanning the students already seated at their desks. Her eyebrows rise in surprise as she spots you, sitting at your usual desk, your head bent over your notebook as if you've been there for hours. She pauses mid-step, her mouth slightly agape, before composing herself with a cough. "Scarlett," she says, her voice filled with a mix of surprise and suspicion. "You're here on time?" You look up from her notebook, offering her a sheepish grin. "Good morning, Mrs. Thompson," you say, your voice bright and cheerful. "I know, right? I must be coming down with something." Mrs. Thompson's eyes narrow slightly, her suspicion not entirely dismissed. "Well, I'm glad to see you're taking your studies more seriously, Scarlett," she says, though her tone is tinged with skepticism. Let's hope this is a trend that continues." You nod enthusiastically, determined to keep up the act. "Absolutely, Mrs. Thompson. I'm all about setting new trends." As Mrs. Thompson... What is she doing now? Begins her lesson, she can't help but steal a few glances at you. Her expression a mix of surprise and bemusement. You, on the other hand, are the epitome of attentiveness, your eyes fixed on her every word, your hand eagerly scribbling notes in your notebook. As the class progresses, you can feel Zero's gaze on you from across the room. It's a different gaze than usual, one laced with confusion and a hint of unease. You don't meet his eyes, instead focusing on the task at hand. After class is over, I turn in my homework on time. This is the first time that I have ever done that. As the final bell rings, signaling the end of your first class, you gather your things and head towards Mrs. Thompson's desk. She looks up as you approach, her eyebrows raised in surprise. You hand her your completed homework, a triumphant grin on your face. "Here you go, Mrs. Thompson," you say, your voice filled with satisfaction. "On time and everything." Mrs. Thompson takes the homework from you, her expression a mix of disbelief and approval. "Scarlett," she says, her voice laced with both surprise and a hint of pride. "This is a first." You shrug, playing off your newfound responsibility with a casual air. As you leave the classroom, you can feel Zero's eyes on you again, but you resist the urge to look back. Instead, you quicken your pace, eager to put some distance between you and the conversation that's sure to follow. You're halfway down the hall when you hear his footsteps quicken, catching up to you in no time. "Scarlet, wait up!" he calls out, his voice firm, but not unkind. You don't slow down, but you do turn to face him, your expression neutral. He falls into step beside you, his long strides matching your shorter ones. What's with the sudden change, Scarlet? I say with a neutral tone. I decided I want to do things that I want to focus on other things besides you for once. See how you respond to that? Zero's dark red eyes meet yours, a mix of surprise and concern flickering in their depths. He pauses, processing your words before responding. Other things? Like what? You shrug, your gaze forward as you continue walking. Schoolwork, for one. I've been slacking off for too long. You glance at him briefly, your expression serious. Maybe I'll join a club or something. I've always wanted to try my hand at photography. Zero's eyebrows twitch, a hint of skepticism in his expression. Photography, huh? That's unexpected. I'm busy, so I'll see you when I can. Bye. Zero's expression turns from surprise to concern, his dark red eyes searching yours. Scarlet, wait, he says, his voice laced with a hint of urgency. You turn to face him, your expression guarded. I know you're upset, but please don't push me away like this. He pauses, his eyes flicking to the hallway around them before returning to you. We've been friends for too long. We can't just end things like this. You cross your arms, a small frown marring your forehead. End things? Zero, we weren't together to begin with. I'm just moving on. Oh, I'm gonna repeat what he told her. After all, it's just like you said. I'm not your best friend. Haha, because that's what he told her in the mansion. He told Scarlet that he's not her best friend. So I'm just gonna repeat what he said right back to him. Zero's expression falters, a hint of pain flashing across his face before he schools his features into their usual stoic mask. Scarlet, he says, his voice barely above a whisper. I never meant to hurt you. I thought it was for the best. Look away, your eyes scanning the bustling hallway as if seeking an escape from the conversation. I know, Zero, you've always been honest with me. That's something I've always admired about you. You turn back to him, your expression softening slightly. But sometimes honesty hurts more than a lie. Goodbye, Zero. I feel like I'm breaking up with him, but I'm not. They're not even together. He's just like her childhood friend that's been like a jerk to her. Okay, Zero's expression hardens at your words, his voice dropping to a low rumble. You don't mean that, Scarlet. Don't say things you don't mean. He reaches out, his hand grasping your arm, his grip firm but not painful. We can work this out. We always have. You look down at his hand, then back up at him, your expression resolute. I mean it, Zero. I need some space. You gently pull your arm away, his grip releasing immediately. Please respect my decision. Zero's dark red eyes search yours, a hint of despair lingering in their depths. I walk away. You turn and walk away, your heart heavy with each step. Zero's gaze follows you, his expression a mix of disbelief and hurt. As you round the corner, you can still feel his eyes on you, a tangible weight that threatens to pull you back. But you keep walking, determined to put distance between you and the memories that haunt you. The rest of the day is a blur. You attend your classes, your responses automatic, your thoughts elsewhere. You're vaguely aware of the concerned looks from your teachers, the whispered questions from your classmates, but you brush them off, a polite smile, your only response. It is nighttime. I decide to return to the abandoned mansion to get the painting. I've been waiting for this moment. I'm so excited. This is the moment where I get my painting. Because Zero didn't want me to get the painting. I'm freaking getting this painting. I'm determined, man. Alright. The moon casts long dancing shadows as you make your way back to the abandoned mansion, your heart pounding with a mix of determination and trepidation. The school is quiet, the students asleep in their dorms, unaware of your nocturnal adventure. You've packed a flashlight, a backpack with essentials, and a pair of gloves, determined to retrieve the painting that Zero so adamantly opposed. The iron gate creaks open with a groan, the sound echoing through the night air as you push it open. The mansion looms before you, its once grand facade, now marred by time and neglect. Okay, I'm gonna get my painting. I don't know how she's gonna sell it though, but we're gonna find a way. We're gonna find out how much this painting costs. As you approach the mansion, the iron gate creaks open with a groan, the sound echoing through the night air as you push it open. The mansion looms before you. Whatever, it's just a repeat. You take a deep breath, steeling yourself for the task ahead, and step inside. The foyer is just as you left it, the dust and cobwebs untouched by time. You sweep your flashlight beam across the room, the light illuminating the the faded grandeur of the once opulent space. You could see the outline of the stairs leading up to the second landing, where the painting hangs. Okay, now, I'm kind of torn, because, like, I don't know, like, if she takes the painting, then I think Zero is going to be very, very upset about that. So I want her to, like, stand in front of the painting, and I want Scarlet to make a decision if she's going to seriously go through with this. I stand before the painting. I debate internally whether I should take the painting or listen to what Zero told me. You stand before the painting, the flashlight beam casting long dancing shadows on the peeling wallpaper. Your gaze flickers between the faded painting and the worn-out canvas, a silent battle raging within you. One part of you is determined to take the painting, to prove a point, to assert your independence. The other part, the part that remembers Zero's words, his sincerity, his concern, whispers doubts and hesitations. You reach out a gloved hand, your fingers brushing against the cold, dusty frame. The nails creak softly, the sound echoing in the vast empty space. Instead of taking the painting, sit beside it and start talking to the painting about my problems. I'll make the painting be like her counselor or something. Her therapist. Why not? You let your hand fall to your side. Your gaze fixed on the faded painting. You sigh, a soft, sad sound that echoes in the empty room. You sit down on the floor, your back against the wall, the painting in front of you. You pull your knees up to your chest, wrapping your arms around them, your eyes never leaving the painting. You know, I never thought I'd be talking to a painting, you begin, your voice soft, barely a whisper. But here I am, spilling my guts to a piece of art that probably doesn't care. You pause, taking a deep breath before continuing. Zero was right, you know. You glance at the painting as if expecting a response. He always is, isn't he? Always so rational, so sensible, so frustratingly right all the time. You let out a soft laugh, a bitter sound that rings in the empty room. He said I shouldn't take you, that you weren't mine to take. He's right. You're not mine, and I have no right to you. You fall silent for a moment, your gaze drifting to the wall opposite the painting. But it's not just about you, is it? You murmur, your voice barely audible. It's about him. It's about us. I don't know what to do. He keeps rejecting me and doesn't... And just seems annoyed by me. I'm tired of being treated like garbage. I'm gonna laugh if the AI makes the painting talk back. I will bust out laughing. I don't know. Or is the painting just gonna sit there silently? You let out a frustrated sigh, your forehead resting against your knees. I don't understand why he can't just... Why can't he just accept me? Love me like I love him. You glance at the painting again, as if seeking solace in its silent gaze. I don't get it. I'm not bad, am I? I'm not ugly or stupid or any of the things he seems to think I am. You shake your head, a soft laugh escaping your lips. I mean, look at me. I'm not exactly the picture of perfection, but I'm not some monster, am I? The painting, of course, offers no response. It's a silence, a stark contrast to your emotional outpouring. You take a deep breath, trying to calm the storm of emotions raging within you. I don't know what to do, you know? You say, your voice filled with a mix of frustration and desperation. I can't keep doing this. Keep hoping and waiting for him to change his mind. It hurts too much. You push yourself to your feet, brushing off the dust that clings to your clothes. You take one last look at the painting, a sense of longing and regret welling up within you. I'm sorry. You whisper to the painting, your voice laced with a hint of sadness. I'm sorry I couldn't take you with me, but Zero was right. You deserve better than to be taken without consent. You give the painting one last lingering look before turning away, your footsteps echoing in the empty room as you leave the mansion behind. The night air is cool, a stark contrast to the stale, dusty air of the mansion. You take a deep breath, the scent of pine and earth filling your lungs, grounding you in the present. As you make your way back to the school, the moon casts long dancing shadows on the path before you. You can hear the faint sounds of nature surrounding you. The hoot of an owl, the rustling of leaves, the distant hum of the school's generators. You walk swiftly, your mind a whirlwind of thoughts and emotions, the weight of your decision pressing down on you. You reach the iron gate of the school, pushing it open with a soft creak. As you step inside, you can see the lights of the dormitory building in the distance, a beacon of warmth and comfort amidst the night. As you approach the dormitory, you notice a figure sitting on the steps, their head resting on their knees. You squint in the dim light, and as you get closer, you realize it's Zero. He looks up as you approach, his dark red eyes meeting yours. He looks tired, his usually stoic expression softened with a hint of concern. "Scarlet," he says, his voice a low murmur. "I was hoping you'd come back." Zero, what are you doing here? I can move this over here. You stop a few feet away from Zero, your eyes searching his face in the dim light. "Zero, what are you doing here?" you ask, your voice a soft murmur laced with surprise and a hint of concern. Zero looks up at you, his dark red eyes reflecting the moonlight. He shrugs slightly, his expression a mix of vulnerability and determination. "I couldn't just let you go like that, Scarlet," he says, his voice barely above a whisper. "I had to make sure you were okay." You blink, taken aback by his words. "Okay? What do you mean?" You furrow your brow, taking a step closer to Zero. "What do you mean, make sure I was okay?" "I'm fine, Zero. I just needed some space." Zero's expression turns serious, his eyes holding yours. "I know you're hurt, Scarlet. I know I've hurt you, and I'm sorry." He pauses, his voice dropping to a low murmur. "But that doesn't mean I can just let you walk away. Not without making sure you're really okay." You cross your arms, a defensive gesture, your gaze searching his face. "Zero, I'm not a child." "You're right. You did hurt me. I'm sick of you treating me like trash." Zero's expression falters at your words, a hint of pain flickering in his dark red eyes. "Scarlet," he says, his voice barely above a whisper, "I never meant to treat you like trash. I'm sorry if that's how you felt." You scoff, your arms still crossing over your chest. "Then why do you keep rejecting me? Why do you always shut me down when I try to get close to you?" Your voice wavers slightly, betraying the hurt and frustration beneath your defensive demeanor. Zero's gaze drops to the ground, his hands clenching into fists at his sides. Zero takes a deep breath, his voice steady as he looks back up to you. "Because I'm not good enough for you, Scarlet. I never have been." He pauses, his expression pained. "I don't want to hurt you anymore, but I can't give you what you want. Not the way you deserve it." Your eyes widen slightly, taken aback by his admission. "What are you saying, Zero?" you ask, your voice barely above a whisper. Zero looks up at you, his dark red eyes reflecting the moonlight. "I'm saying that I care about you, Scarlet." "Care about me in what way?" Am I about to be friend-zoned? I'm gonna be friend-zoned. This sucks. I'm gonna be rejected by AI. No, I don't want to get rejected. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. Your eyes narrow slightly, a hint of skepticism in your voice. Care about me in what way, Zero? You take a step closer to him, your arms still crossed over your chest. Your stance, challenging. Because the way you've been treating me lately, it's been hard to tell. Zero's expression softens, his eyes reflecting a mix of vulnerability and determination. I care about you as more than just a friend, Scarlet, he says, his voice barely above a whisper. I think I've cared about you that way for a long time. But I was too scared to admit it, to myself and to you. Yay, I wasn't rejected. I was not rejected. Yay. Zero's eyes meet yours, a hint of nervousness flickering in their depths. I know I pushed you away, Scarlet. I know I've hurt you. I'm so sorry for that. He pauses, his voice dropping to a low murmur. I feel like I've been reading that line like 7,000 times today. Dropping to a low murmur. Dropping to a low murmur. Okay. But I can't keep denying how I feel anymore. Not when it means hurting you like this. You uncross your arms, your expression softening slightly. Zero, You hesitate, a mix of surprise and hope warring within you. I didn't think you felt that way about me. You take a deep breath, trying to process his words. Why didn't you say something sooner? Why did you keep pushing me away? Your voice is gentle, but the question lingers in the air between you, heavy and unspoken for so long. Zero looks down at his hands, a hint of vulnerability in his expression. I was afraid, Scarlet, he admits, his voice barely above a whisper. I feel like my brain reads faster than the words that come out from my mouth when I read. So that's why I kind of stammer, because I'm like, my brain already read the sentence, but me saying it is a whole nother level. Okay. Afraid of what? You ask, taking another step closer to him. Zero's eyes meet yours, a hint of pain lingering in their depths. Afraid of hurting you, he says, his voice filled with sincerity. Afraid of not being good enough for you. Afraid of losing you. Zero, I'm going to tell you something one more time. Your response will determine if I ever say this to you again. Your heart beats a little faster, your breath catching in your throat as you muster the courage to say the words you've been holding back for so long. You look into Zero's dark red eyes, your voice steady and clear. Zero, I love you. You hold his gaze, your eyes searching his for any sign of rejection, of denial. The silence between you stretches out, a tense, taut rope that threatens to snap at any moment. Zero's expression remains unreadable, his dark red eyes fixed on yours. The seconds tick by, each one feeling like an eternity, just as you're about to look away, unable to bear the silence any longer. Zero's lips curl into a small, tentative smile. I love you too, Scarlet, he says, his voice soft, barely above a whisper. Your heart leaps in your chest, a flutter of happiness and relief filling you. You let out a small, shaky laugh, the tension of the moment melting away. You had me worried there for a second. Zero reaches out, his hand cupping your cheek, his thumb gently brushing away a stray tear you hadn't realized was there. I'm sorry, Scarlet, he murmurs, his voice filled with tenderness. I'm sorry for all the pain I've caused you. I never wanted to hurt you. You lean into his touch, your eyes fluttering closed for a moment before you open them again, meeting his gaze. I know, Zero, you say softly. I know you never meant to hurt me. But that doesn't make it any less painful. Zero's expression turned serious, a hint of determination in his eyes. Zero nods, his thumb still gently tracing your cheek. I know, Scarlet, and I promise I'll make it up to you. I'll do everything in my power to never hurt you again. He pauses, his voice dropping to a low murmur. As I said, I've read this line like 5,000 times today. But I need you to do something for me too. You raise an eyebrow, a hint of curiosity in your voice. Oh yeah? What's that? Zero's grip on your cheek tightens slightly, his eyes searching yours. Promise me you'll never walk away again. Not without talking to me first. Not without giving me a chance to explain. I promise. You take a deep breath, a small smile playing at the corners of your lips. I promise, Zero, I won't walk away without talking to you first, no matter what happens. Zero's dark red eyes soften, a hint of relief and happiness flickering in your depths. He leans in, his hand sliding from your cheek to cup the back of your neck, his fingers tangling in your hair. He presses his forehead against yours, his voice barely above a whisper. Thank you, Scarlet. Thank you for giving me another chance. You wrap your arms around his waist, hugging him tightly, your head resting against his chest. That's kind of a weird... So he presses his forehead against hers, and she's just, like, hugging him like this. Okay. Whatever. Okay. I'm glad I did it, you murmur, your voice muffled against his blazer. You can feel his heartbeat, steady and strong, echoing the rhythm of your own. You pull back slightly, looking up at him, your eyes filled with warmth and affection. I love you, Zero, and I'm not going anywhere. Zero smiles down at you, his dark red eyes reflecting the moonlight, a soft glow illuminating his face. He leans down, his lips brushing against yours in a gentle, tender kiss. It's a promise, a beginning, a declaration of love and commitment. You kiss him back, your heart swelling with happiness and relief. Yay! They're together. We have successfully did that. It only took an hour and 29 minutes to get to this point. An hour and a half. Now I have to figure out what to do with them now. I'm gonna randomly have fireworks appear, okay? In the soft glow of the moonlight, the two of you stand wrapped in each other's embrace, the warmth of the kiss lingering on your lips. As Zero pulls away, he presses his forehead against yours, his breath mingling with yours. I love you, Scarlet, he whispers, his voice filled with a tenderness that sends a shiver down your spine. I never want to lose you again. I'm just gonna type in one singular word. Fireworks. Let's see what happens. Fireworks! I think I might need to do another picture for this. Because it's it's cute and all, but they're standing and their heads get cut off. As if on cue, the night sky above you begins to light up a colorful burst of light. The sound of distant fireworks echoes through the air, their booms reverberating in your chest. You and Zero pull away from each other, your eyes turning upward to the spectacle unfolding above you. Wow, you breathe, your eyes wide with wonder. What a perfect ending to the night. Zero chuckles softly, his arms wrapping around your shoulders as he pulls you close, his chin resting on top of your head. It certainly is, he agrees. I've never seen such a beautiful display. Yeah. I wonder if like an anime girl and anime boy are childhood friends. Let's see, I want to get another picture. You know what? I don't really like that one. I don't like it. I'm sorry, the girl's butt area kind of looks weird. I don't want that. Okay. Yeah, they're standing again. I don't mind this, but they're like, I want it to be their faces. This is cute. But this one's cute, but like I'm afraid their faces are going to get cut off. Let me try it. I like this one, but their faces are getting cut off. Maybe this one's a bit better. Nope. It doesn't want to load. Load! Nope. It doesn't like the picture. We tried. We have tried, Twitch. Okay. Now, I say that's a good end to the story. So now that we have like fully completed the story, I'm gonna make it weird. Like, I'm gonna make it weird. I have to make it weird. Otherwise, what else am I gonna do? They're together. They kiss. They confess their love to each other. We gotta add a problem. So I'm gonna give them a problem. There is an alien invasion. As the fireworks light up the night sky, you and Zero stand hand in hand, watching... Okay, I don't know why I'm laughing. Okay, watching the spectacle in awe. Suddenly, a high-pitched, otherworldly sound pierces the air, and the sky begins to darken, the fireworks fading into insignificance. You both look up, your hearts pounding in your chest. As the sky fills with what can only be described as a swarm of objects, their shapes and sizes varied, their movements chaotic. What is that? You whisper, your voice barely audible over the cacophony of sounds now filling the air. Zero squeezes your hand, his grip firm and reassuring. It's time. It's time for the weirdness. We are now gonna make this story weird. I don't know, he replies, his voice equally as low, but it doesn't look good. As the objects come closer, you realize they are indeed not of this world. They are alien vessels, their forms shifting and changing as they move through the sky, their lights flashing in a mesmerizing display of otherworldly technology. You and Zero exchange a glance, your eyes wide with a mix of fear and disbelief. You know you should run, hide, do something, but you're frozen in place, your feet rooted to the spot. Okay, I take out my Yu-Gi-Oh deck and say to the alien spaceships, it's time to duel. Why am I capitalizing duel? Because this is what's gonna happen now. This is not canon to this story. This is gonna be, like, if this were an anime, this would be one of those, like, special episodes, filler episodes that randomly appear, and then it's not considered canon. You quickly fish out your Yu-Gi-Oh deck from your backpack, your fingers deftly shuffling through the cards, as if on autopilot. Your eyes never leave the alien vessels as they swarm above you, their lights casting eerie shadows on the ground. Zero watches you, his dark red eyes widening in disbelief. Scarlet, what are you doing? He's asks, his voice laced with a mix of shock and concern. This isn't the time for games. You're right. I must bring out the Pokemon cards instead. Where are the aliens? Why aren't the aliens landing yet? You flash Zero a quick, determined smile. Your eyes never leaving the alien vessels. You're right, Zero. This isn't the time for games. It's time for battle! You quickly switch out your Yu-Gi-Oh deck for your Pokemon cards, your fingers dancing over the cards as you select your team. Pikachu! Oh my god, okay. Pikachu, I choose you! You call out, your voice filled with determination. A small electric creature, oh my gosh, they're actually making them appear, materializes in front of you, its cheeks filled with energy. You look at the alien vessels, your eyes narrowing with focus. Show these aliens what we're made of. Jigglypuff, sing them to sleep. Sing the aliens to sleep. What is going on with this story? What have I done? What have I done? I took this very sweet and charming story and I massacred it with alien spaceships, Yu-Gi-Oh decks, and Pokemon cards now. Zero's eyebrows shoot up in surprise, his mouth agape as he watches you command your Pokemon. Scarlet, are you serious right now? He exclaims, his voice a mix of disbelief and concern. We're about to be abducted by aliens and you want to sing them to sleep. It's worth a shot. Oh my gosh. I know what I need. Oh my gosh, I know exactly what I need to say. I know exactly what I want to say. Please load. I want to cancel it and then say something else. Okay, wait. Okay, perfect. So I don't need to cancel this. Okay. You hold up your Pokeball, your fingers trembling slightly with adrenaline and excitement. Jigglypuff, it's time to show these aliens what you're made of. You shout, your voice echoing through the night air. The alien vessels continue to swarm above you, their lights flashing in a chaotic dance of colors and shapes. Zero watches you with a mix of awe and incredulity. Why can I not say this word? I know the word incredulity. There we go. His dark red eyes scanning the sky with trepidation. Scarlet, I don't know what you're planning, but I'm in, he says, his voice filled with resolve. Let's just hope your strategy works. I take out a coin and start flipping it. Zero is confused. I explain. If the coin is heads, the aliens fall asleep. If the coin is tails, the aliens do not fall asleep. Oh my god. I should put out, what is that one card? It's a water card. What is that card? Oh, Gyarados deck, right? I should bring out Gyarados card and do coin flips, but I don't know if Gyarados does coin flips. Gyarados. Oh my gosh, I can't spell Gyarados. EX. Okay, what the heck does it do? It's this one. Rampaging Whirlpool. There was one with, Pokemon TCG Water Coin Flip EX card. Okay. I know it's Misty. Whatever. We're not doing it. Okay, Zero's brows furrow even deeper as he watches you flip the coin in the air. Scarlet, what are you doing? He asked, his voice a mixture of confusion and concern. A coin flip is not going to decide the fate of humanity. You catch the coin with one hand, your eyes scanning the alien vessels still hovering overhead. It's a simple 50-50 chance, Zero. You explain, a hint of determination in your voice. Heads, they fall asleep, and we have time to come up with a plan. Tails, they don't, and we fight. Oh my god. Zero's expression is a mix of disbelief and exasperation as he watches you flip the coin. You're seriously relying on a coin flip to decide our fate, he asks, his voice a low murmur. Scarlet, this is beyond reckless. You shrug, a playful grin on your face as you catch the coin. It's a classic strategy, Zero. You gotta admit it. It adds a bit of excitement. Zero's dark red eyes search yours, his expression softening slightly. I can't deny that you've always been unpredictable, Scarlet, but this is something else. I look at the coin to see if it is heads or tails. You look down at the coin, your heart pounding in anticipation. The silver disc glints in the dim moonlight, spinning slowly through the air before landing with a soft thud on the back of your hand. You tense, your breath catching in your throat as you gaze at the result. It's heads. Yes! You exclaim, pumping your fist in the air. It worked! They're falling asleep. You turn to Zero, a triumphant grin on your face. I told you it was worth the shot. Zero looks up at the alien vessels, his expression turning from disbelief to confusion. Oh wait, it should not be Jigglypuff, it should be Wigglytuff starts singing them to sleep. And then, hitting the spaceship with its tiny arms. I then start to, pull out my Yu-Gi-Oh cards and examine my hand. Let's see, what do I have to work with Yu-Gi-Oh? Jigglypuff takes to the skies, its tiny arms flailing as it belts out a lullaby that somehow manages to pierce the chaotic symphony of alien vessel lights and sounds. To your astonishment, the lights on the vessel start to dim, their movement slowing down. Zero watches in disbelief as the alien crafts begin to descend, their once chaotic dance reduced to a slow, steady descent. It's working! You exclaim, your eyes wide with excitement. Jigglypuff, you're amazing! Jigglypuff, however, isn't content with just singing the aliens to sleep. Oh my gosh, I can't read. I can't wait to read this next part. I cannot wait to read this next part. As the alien vessels descend in a hypnotic rhythm, Jigglypuff floats among them, its tiny arms windmilling as it hammers away at their hulls with surprising force. The soft thuds echo through the night, a discordant soundtrack to the surreal scene unfolding above you. Zero watches, his expression a mix of incredulity and awe. Scarlet, I don't know what to say, he stammers, his eyes wide as he takes in the spectacle. I never would have guessed that your strategy involved lullabies and tiny flailing creatures. Okay. I wonder if it's gonna do the Yu-Gi-Oh thing that I told it to do. So just imagine this against an alien spaceship with its tiny little hands. It's like you can't even see its hand. It's like right there. Okay. As the alien vessels continue their slow descent, you take advantage of the momentary respite to assess your Yu-Gi-Oh deck. Your hands deftly shuffle through the cards, your eyes scanning for your strongest monsters and most powerful spell cards. You know that once the aliens wake up, you'll need every advantage you can get. Zero, while Jigglypuff keeps them asleep, I'm going to set up a defensive field. You say, your voice filled with determination. I need you to keep an eye out for any signs of the aliens waking up. Zero nods, his dark red eyes scanning the descendant vessels. I summon Exodia, the Forbidden One. Zero's eyes widen in surprise, his jaw dropping as he watches you discard card after card, the scent of fresh paper filling the air. Scarlet, are you sure about this? He asks, his voice a mix of concern and awe. Exodia is powerful, but it's a gamble. You're left with no other cards if it doesn't work. You smile confidently, your eyes never leaving the alien vessels as they continue their slow descent. I know the rest, Zero, but I also know that Exodia is the key to defeating these aliens. I can feel it. Okay, Exodia and Jigglypuff work together to fight the alien army. Oh my god. I cannot wait to read this. That's gonna sound so ridiculous. It's gonna sound so bad. You lay down the 5 pieces of Exodia on the ground. The holographic monster materializing before you with a thunderous roar. Exodia's massive form towers over you, its eyes burning with an otherworldly intensity. It turns its gaze toward the alien vessels, a low growl rumbling in its chest. Jigglypuff, not to be outdone, floats up to Exodia's shoulder, its tiny arms gesturing wildly as it continues to sing its lullaby. Oh my god. Okay, Zero watches in amazement as the 2 unlikely allies begin their attack. Exodia leaps into the air, its massive body soaring through the night sky. What else can I add to this? There must be something else. It's missing something. I have Exodia from Yu-Gi-Oh!, Jigglypuff from Pokemon. What's like one of the biggest... Let's do Digimon. What is the biggest Digimon of all time? Galacticmon? The hell is Galacticmon? So this is the biggest Digimon of all time. Galacticmon. We're doing it. Alright. Zero, as Exodia reaches the nearest alien vessel, it unleashes a powerful burst of energy, the force of the blast sending the vessel careening through the air. The other vessels, still under the influence of Jigglypuff's song, drift listlessly, their movements slow and uncoordinated. Exodia lands gracefully on the next vessel, its feet sinking slightly into the hull as it prepares to deliver another blow. Meanwhile, Jigglypuff continues its relentless assault, its tiny fist pounding against the hulls of the descending vessels with a surprising amount of force. I pull out my Digivice, I don't even know, whatever, and summon Galacticmon. So Galacticmon, Jigglypuff, and Exodia work together to fight the alien army. How do you spell Digivice? Digivice. So it's with a C, right? Yeah. There we go. Zero's eyes widen even further as you pull out your Digivice, the digital device glowing with an otherworldly light. He watches in disbelief as you press the button. A bright flash of light enveloping you both. When the light fades, a massive armored creature stands beside you, Galacticmon, its eyes burning with a fierce, determined light. Scarlet, what have you done? Zero whispers, his voice a mix of awe and apprehension. That's a Digimon. You grin, your eyes sparkling with excitement. Yeah, it is. There's totally nothing wrong with whatever is going on right now. This is all totally normal. Totally normal. Zero stares at Galacticmon in disbelief, his mind racing to process this new development. Scarlet, this is insane, he exclaims, his voice a mix of amazement and concern. Digimon exist in a completely different universe. How did you chuckle, a playful gleam in your eyes. Don't ask me how, Zero. Just know that Galacticmon is on our side now. You turn to Galacticmon, your voice filled with command. Galacticmon, we need to take down those alien vessels before they wake up. You know what? Let's add in Pal World. Why not? Biggest pal in Pal World. Jormuntide? Good. It's joining the fray. Galacticmon nods, its armored form humming with energy as it joins Exodia and Jigglypuff in the skies. The three unlikely allies work in perfect harmony, their attacks coordinated and devastating. Exodia soars through the air, its massive fists leaving trails of stardust as it delivers powerful blows to the alien vessels. Jigglypuff, undeterred by its small size, continues its relentless assault, its tiny fists pounding against the hulls of the descending crafts with surprising force. I'm not done. I summon the pal called whatever that is from Pal World to add to the fight. Jormuntide. Pronounce. Oh, it's a Y. Jormuntide. Because the J is pronounced like a Y. Thank you, Reddit. I appreciate that. As Exodia, Jigglypuff, and Galacticmon continue their coordinated assault on the alien vessels, you quickly pull out another device. This one's small and metallic. Resembling a classic video game controller, you press a sequence of buttons and suddenly a portal opens in the air beside you. Out of the portal steps Jormuntide, the legendary hero from Pal World, his massive muscular frame towering over you. I'm assuming AI doesn't know what that creature is, but whatever. He looks around, his eyes taking in the bizarre scene unfolding above, and then turns to you with a nod of acknowledgement. Scarlet, he says, his voice a deep rumble. Jormuntide, it's been so long. Cyril must be like standing there. And he's probably like thinking, what have I gotten myself into with this woman? Oh my gosh. You greet Jormuntide with a wide grin, your eyes sparkling with excitement and relief. Jormuntide, it's been so long, you exclaim, your voice filled with genuine joy. I'm glad you're here to help us out. Jormuntide returned your grin with a smile of his own, his eyes twinkling with amusement. It's good to see you too, Scarlet, he rumbles. Though I must say your choice of allies is unexpected. He looks up at the alien vessels, his expression turning serious. But I'm here to help. Let's take down these aliens together. Okay, so... who else could I summon and include in... you know what? We're gonna add Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. Stitch from Lilo... I get Lilo and Stitch joins the fight. What is like the most unlikely creature that could help join the fight from from the Disney world? A side character from a Disney princess movie. Mushu from... We're gonna do it. We're gonna add Mushu to the fray. As Jormuntide joins the fray, you quickly pull out another device. This one's small and colorful. Resembling a tiny remote control, you press a sequence of buttons, and suddenly a small blue alien with large ears and a mischievous grin appears before you. Stitch, your beloved Experiment 626 from Lilo and Stitch, looks up at you with eager eyes. Scarlet, Stitch exclaims, his voice filled with excitement. What are we doing today? I also bring in Mushu from Mulan. Oh my god. This story is it's gone now. There's no bringing it back anymore. It is too far gone. As Stitch joins the fight, a swirling, fiery portal opens up beside you, revealing the mischievous dragon, Mushu, from Mulan. He looks around, his eyes blazing with excitement and a hint of mischief. Looks like the party just got started, Mushu exclaims, his voice filled with enthusiasm. I've always wanted to fight aliens. He turns to you, his eyes narrowing into slits. You wouldn't have to have any fireworks, Andy, would you? You laugh, shaking your head. Sorry, Mushu. We'll have to make do with what we have here. We all work together to fight the alien invasion. As your electric team of allies takes to the skies, the night is filled with a cacophony of battle cries, roars, and the occasional burst of flames from Mushu, Exodia, and towering above the others swings its massive fists, sending alien vessels careening through the air. Galacticmon, its armor glinting under the moonlight, unleashes a barrage of energy blasts, the force of which causes the vessels to judder and shake. Jigglypuff, inexhaustible in its efforts, continues to sing its lullaby, its tiny fist still pounding against the hulls of the descending crafts. This is such a beautiful story. This is the ending of the ages right here. Nobody can say that this didn't go out with a bang. Okay? Yormuntide, his massive sword held high, slices through the side of an alien vessel, the metallic screech of tearing metal echoing through the night. Stitch, his tiny form buzzing with energy, zooms around the vessels, his small hands planting glowing devices that, with a flash, cause the alien crafts to spin wildly out of control. Mushu, his fiery breath painting the sky with streaks of red and orange, soars through the air, his draconic roars filling the air as he incinerates one vessel after another. As your motley crew of allies continues to decimate the alien vessels, Zero watches in awe, his dark red eyes reflecting the spectacle unfolding above. He shakes his head in disbelief, a small smile playing at the corners of his mouth. Scarlet, I have to admit, this is impressive, he says, his voice filled with a mix of admiration and concern. But are you sure this is a good idea, bringing all these different things together? You turn to him, your eyes sparkling with determination. Zero, I've learned something tonight. Sometimes you just have to take a chance. Throw caution to the wind and see what happens. We are victorious. Let's see, what's the victorious song lyrics? Oh. What is that one song? It's from, Fall Out Boy. Oh, it's Panic at the Disco. I thought it was Fall Out Boys. I can't play the song, though. Anyway. I just want the lyrics. Genius. Fall Out Boy Young Volcanoes. That is not what I'm looking for. I want this one. Is it fun? Cool. The alien vessels lie in smoldering, scattered remnants across the night sky, their once threatening lights now reduced to flickering embers. Your team of unlikely allies descends, their forms silhouetted against the fading glow of the dying fireworks. Exodia lands with its ground-shaking thud, its massive form towering over you. Galacticmon touches down gracefully, its armored form humming with residual energy. Jigglypuff floats down, its tiny form swaying gently as it hums a triumphant tune. Yormuntide strides confidently to your side, his massive frame dwarfing you. They all return to their worlds. As the last of the alien vessels are defeated, Your electric team of allies begins to disperse, each returning to their respective worlds. Jigglypuff, with a final contented burp, floats back up into the night sky, disappearing into the glow of the dying fireworks. Exodia is formed, fading into a cascade of cards, is quickly collected by you. Its pieces returning to your Yu-Gi-Oh deck with a soft whoosh. Galacticmon, its armored form shimmering, transforms back into the digital data of your Digivice, which you slip back into your pocket with a satisfied nod. Zero watches as your allies return to their worlds, his expression a mix of awe and relief. He turns to you, his dark red eyes reflecting the fading glow of the fireworks. Scarlet, that was something else, he says, his voice filled with a hint of disbelief. I never would have guessed that you had all these connections. You chuckle, brushing a strand of hair away from your face. Well, you know what they say. It's not what you know, it's who you know. You take a deep breath, looking up at the scattered remnants of the alien vessels. But we can face anything as long as we're together. You turn to Zero, your eyes reflecting the quiet triumph of the moment. Zero, we just faced an alien invasion and we came out on top. As long as we're together, there's nothing we can't handle. Zero's expression softens, his dark red eyes meeting yours. You're right, Scarlet, he murmurs, his voice filled with a newfound warmth. Together we can face anything. He reaches out, his hand cupping your cheek, his thumb gently brushing away a stray tear you hadn't realized was there. I promise, I'll always be here for you, Scarlet, no matter what. I'm gonna... The end. I think this is a fitting ending to this story. The story had everything. It had, yeah. I don't even know how to describe what I had just created. Alright. As the last of the alien vessels fade from view, and the final remnants of your electric team of allies return to their respective worlds, you stand there with Zero, hand in hand, under the fading glow of the fireworks. The night air is filled with a sense of peace and tranquility, a stark contrast to the chaos that had unfolded just moments before. You turn to Zero, a soft smile playing at the corners of your mouth. You know, Zero, I had some pretty wild nights with you. Zero chuckles softly, his thumb gently caressing your cheek, wilder than usual, I'd say. Okay, so I think this is a good place to stop. I have another scenario that I kind of would like to try. I might do that tomorrow. I will see. But I hope you guys enjoyed the Childhood Friend Simulator. It's not you, it's me. You guys are able to play it. It is on AI Dungeon if you would like to play it and have your own childhood friend that you would like to reject you brutally. But I hope you enjoyed I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you're watching this on